Now, if you are one of the dopamine fried brains and wants a quick dopamine hit of this video, then it is probably not for you. But if you are someone on a higher intellectual or spiritual plane, then you might stick around for the whole discussion. Since this video is going to be deep, it is about one of the greatest questions before humanity of all time, which is, what is the meaning of life? What is going on? Why are we all here? What is the purpose of life? What is my place in the universe? And such things. And honestly, I don't have the answer myself, and neither any of the most smart people in the world nor the most enlightened people in the world. But everybody just have their own perspective on this thing from their own life experience and understanding. And I don't really claim to understand what the true meaning of life is. I think it's something our human brain just cannot fully and logically understand. It would be like trying to explain rocket science to a dog. It really wouldn't work. So, but I personally have thought about it quite many times in my life, and as you know that the answer to all the great questions is just paradoxes. So let's discuss this paradox of meaning of life in this video. And just for the sake of understanding, let's divide this video into 3 chapters. The first chapter would be different meanings of life. Now, our consciousness is singular. It's all around us. And consciousness is basically the universe experiencing itself through us. Now, there is a religious meaning, there is a biological meaning, and there is a materialistic meaning also. Now, depending on your stage in life, you might experience all of these meanings at different times. Now, for example, for a religious meaning, some people might say that our purpose is just to serve God and just do good to other people and all of those basic religious things, and just be true to your God, be true to your family, all of those things. That could be one of the meaning, but it really doesn't tell us the answer of from a science point of view, from a biological point of view, from a universal point of view, and from a factual point of view. There's again paradox in the religious meaning. And religious meaning most of the times, more often than not, is just used to self-delude ourselves because of a lack of understanding of the actual facts. So most people go to the religious meaning just because they have given up basically on the real answer. Could be the reason. Well, for example, let's keep that aside because that's again a personal thing. A very spiritual and religious thing is a personal thing. Now let's understand the biological meaning of life. In biological meaning, it's just you are born in this planet. Now what do? I think you should just strive to be the best. That is biological meaning, which is the survival, basically survival of the fittest. You reproduce, you eat, you work, you do these basic things in life, and I think you are set. That's it. If we were only doing what was supposed to be done as a biological being, then I think we wouldn't have advanced as a human species ourselves, because biological meaning only tells us to do just certain things: eat, repeat, and reproduce. That's it. But now, since we have so many other meanings also in life, that's why our whole humanity has come this far. Which is the third point, which brings me to the materialistic meaning in life. Now, what is the materialistic meaning? It means now just to be the best version of yourself in life, studying and then doing job and then doing your business and doing anything in life which impacts other people and which is helpful to the whole humanity is, I think, the materialistic meaning. Doing good for yourself in life, making your name, getting some fame, doing all the things which are earthly is the materialistic meaning. And that is also one of the meanings of life which people create for themselves. And I think that could be one of the most important meanings, because that is the one which actually gives us what to do in everyday life. Otherwise, all the other meanings in life have really not much in which we could do. But if you are a materialistic person, I think it's actually good because you have something to do every day. Chapter 2, the best answer. Now, let's suppose you had a singular meaning of life, and everyone told you, as soon as you were born, they told you that this is the meaning of life, this is why you were born. Now, your whole life would just be trying to fulfill that meaning. And assume you have fulfilled it in 10 years of your life. In 20 years of your living, you have fulfilled that meaning. Now what? Now there is no other meaning to life. Now what, the rest 80 years of your life, what you will do? Nothing. So it's good that there is no singular meaning to life. It gives us the freedom ourselves to create the meaning of life. That is one of the best thing about this whole question, which is what is the meaning of life, that we get to create our own meaning of life. I think that is the most lazy answer you can say. But you see, the greatest aspect of this whole thing is that there is no singular need to do something. It is just, there is no singular meaning, because it is just the pettiness of one's mind that we are seeking a meaning. Truly, I don't think there is actually a meaning or some God's plan or something like that. Just don't wait for God's plan, because it's a free will. And on the free will, it's another great question of all time, on which a whole separate video can be made. But it's a free will, so don't wait for God's plan. Find your own meaning and just do what you think will bring some meaning to your own life and others' life. I think that would be one of the good things that you can do. Now the earth has been around for almost 4.5 billion years, and one day humans just became a thing and we became conscious. So after all those years, I mean, why do you still get out of bed when you wake up in the morning? What do you have to do? What is your purpose? Like, are you just stuck in this loop of this materialistic purpose where you just have to go to a job and do all those things? I don't think that's the meaning of life at all. And since there is no collective purpose, which is a good thing, there has to be the reason to get up in the morning. Apart from just being able to feed your body or just to survive, there has to be something which is much bigger than yourself, and something which truly connects you to this whole life thing, which is the whole collective consciousness of the universe. Now, since we have come to the conclusion that we have the power to create the own meaning, now what can we do here? So life can be about how much more knowledge we gain, how much more wisdom we have, and till the time we die, how much more stones we have turned. I think that is one of the things that you can do for yourself and for others, and that can truly make a difference, not in your life only, but it would be effort to try to understand this whole question, which is the whole meaning of life. And I don't think so for the next 100 or 200 years also we'll get the true answer to this question, or even ever. But we can only hope, we can only create our own meaning, we can only try to understand things which we do not, by asking the right questions. Now this brings me to the next part of our video, which is the next chapter 3, about death. See, 120 years from now, every single human being you know on earth today will be dead. Now if it is a prime minister, a celebrity, your relative, or any person you know right now is alive, will be surely dead 120 years from now. Now that actually, you should put that into perspective and understand that life is actually very short, and it's not as long as you think it is. And also, let's right now not discuss about and not think about the whole topic that what happens after you die, because that is a very philosophical and religious question again. I just conclude that question by thinking myself that do I remember what happened before I was born? No, right? Were you complaining then before you were born? No, right? So let's just assume that's going to be the case for now after you die. Not think about that, because we only have the time before we die, because that is what truly our mind understands right now, and that's what we should focus on. So apart from that, how many of you have actually thought ever about your funeral? No, right? It's a very weird question, like who all will be coming to your funeral, what type of food they'll serve, what flowers will be there. No, right? But if you think in that perspective, it might add more meaning to your life. If you're actually looking for this question, what is the meaning of life, it might help you if you think about death sometimes, because you should be grateful that it is the knowledge that you know that you are going to die one day, which itself can bring more meaning to your life. And the knowledge that you are going to die one day should help you to have that urgency to accomplish more in life and live it to the fullest now. Because if we live forever, why even get out of bed in the morning? Then nothing would matter anymore. Because if you are going to live forever, then you will always have tomorrow, and you will always be thinking that I still have tomorrow, so why do I wake up and do anything at all? Or why do I love someone? Or why do I do something meaningful, or why do I want to work on this thing. So you wouldn't be doing anything, right? Because you'll always have tomorrow. It would just be a very dull and meek life, and you wouldn't really cherish anything in life. Because without death, everything is very boring and mundane. It's really very good thing actually. Many people consider death as very sad or very bad thing, but it is, as a collectively, if you think about humanity and about this whole consciousness thing, it is the best thing in life, because that is what is the ultimate destination for all of us, and we are all on the same team at that thing. But apart from that, we still have a lot of things that we can do right now collectively, right? And all we have right now is our consciousness and our present moment. So life is very short. You got to live in that, with that perspective, and you should create that sense of urgency to live the life to the fullest every day, and to accomplish big things in life before your time is done. So with that note, I just want to end this video right now. I think on similar topics I might make a lot of videos in the future, which would be on philosophical questions, religious questions, and basically about life or accomplishments, or why do we actually do the things that we do, and what sorts of things can we do to make the things we do more impactful today. Now with that, I'll leave you, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. And as always, build a life that's worth living.